Good afternoon, everyone. We'll just let a couple people hit their seats and get started. I never know if I'm too loud. Am I okay? All righty. Okay. All right. Provost Hannigan, Dean Thorpe, Dean Janoyan, parents, spouses, significant others, friends, faculty, staff, and most importantly, the classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022, and those of you who are watching online. I'm Vicki LaFay. I'm the chair of the Department of Physical Therapy, and I would like to welcome you to the 14th Doctor of Physical Therapy Pledge Ceremony. This evening, the class of 2022 will take the pledge for the first time, and the classes of 2021 and 2020 will renew their pledge. For those in attendance, restaurants are located through the exits behind you and down the stairs, and in case of an emergency, building exits are located behind you, to your left, and behind the stage. Also, I would invite you to please turn off your mobile devices, put them on vibrate or silent. And without further ado, I have the honor of introducing the Provost, Robin Hannigan. And before she gets started, I'm going to do a little bit of an introduction. Dr. Robin Hannigan became the Provost of Clarkson University this past August. Provost Hannigan is recognized globally as an innovative leader in her passion for higher education and research, coupled with her dedication to diversity, equity, and inclusion, has transformed the institutions where she has served, including the University of Massachusetts in Boston, where she was the founding dean of the School for the Environment. We are grateful to have her share her wisdom with us this evening. Provost Hannigan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Seko, my Clarkson family, and that's Mohawk for hello. I want to thank all of our staff, our faculty, and the honored guests, the folks online. Congratulations to our phenomenal class of 2020, 2021, and 2023. So I want to say that there are many special events along the way to your completing your degree. One of them is this white coat ceremony, which we're going to share with our first year students this evening. And the second is the pinning of our third years, also this evening. I haven't had the pleasure to actually experience with you these two seminal events, and I'm really thrilled that I have the opportunity to share this experience with you tonight. And I have had, however, the opportunity to hood PhD students, and that sort of has this medieval flair where we have to put on a hood with a robe. I see the value of that today because it's so cold. So I feel bad you guys don't actually have a hood to go with the white coat that you're going to be getting. But I'm glad that although traditions do change, some things do not. And up until this point, you've put in a lot of long hours. You've worked really hard to get where you are tonight. And through your perseverance and your dedication, you have really demonstrated your commitment to becoming doctors of physical therapy. However, up until this point, you've worked very hard as individuals. And now as you study to become a physical therapist and prepare to launch into your careers, you're going to gain new experiences, learning how to work well as a supportive and contributing member of a healthcare team. You're going to provide your patients with the care and the support that they need. And you're going to learn, if you haven't already, that you alone cannot provide that excellent care and you need your team. Your faculty show this every day with all that they do as they embrace and model for you what teamwork really means. And as you pursue your doctorate, you're going to find out that that team and being with them is so much more rewarding. From day one, you've been challenged to learn a lot of facts. I had the good fortune of having to take physiology and anatomy, lots of facts. Some of which I've been thankful and grateful to have forgotten, right? I know that you're going to learn how to interpret patterns of movement to be able to diagnose your patients. You're going to learn how to treat your patient's condition and how to support their ability to live with chronic pain and how to treat a whole person. You'll have to master the use of new technologies and procedures and remain at the forefront of knowledge generation in your discipline. And you'll have to master how to prevent as well as cure injury. And with all that you're going to learn, or that you have learned in a few short years, what is your primary goal going to be as a physical therapist? What promise will you make to each and every one of your patients? Can you promise to cure? Can you promise to eliminate pain? We can't always cure, we can't always completely eliminate their pain and their suffering. Much more is expected of you. You can only promise to do the one thing you absolutely must do, and that is to care. I watched a YouTube video recently of Dr. Inaba, who is at the Kopalani Medical Center of Women and Children in Hawaii, and he did a magic trick on stage where he changed large letters on a board from care to cure at a white coat ceremony for medical students. I can't do magic, but I was struck by how the word care was broken into the letters C for compassion, A for action, R for respect, and E for empathy. And when I think of a healer, such as a physical therapist, these are the qualities I need. These are the qualities that you must embody, and these are the qualities that you're taught to develop here at Clarkson University. I'm humbled that you've allowed me to share in today's celebration, and I know that you will remember to embrace the concept of teamwork, and that you will never forget to care for your patients as the person first, for the disease, the injury, or whatever brought them to you second. Nama kotoa. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Hannigan. We are honored to have our speaker this evening with us tonight, coming to the coldest day in December. Heidi Kazakowski is a senior practice specialist at the American Physical Therapy Association. She works on evidence-based practice and international issues. She has been an integral part of our student experiences in Peru, as we will allow her to share. Dr. Martin and I have had the pleasure to know her as professional colleagues through the Nova Southeastern PhD program, and it is a pleasure to introduce a friend, an amazing educator, and the representative of the physical therapy profession here in the U.S. and beyond. Dr. Kazakowski.
Bueno, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Heidi Kazakowski. I'm joking. That was a joke for the students who've had to hear me drag on in Spanish before. Good afternoon, Clarkson University students, faculty, administrators, and very importantly, your family and friends. It's an honor to be here and speak with you all today and get the opportunity to finally view the university and town that I've heard so much about. And I'll be honest, nobody was lying in their description. It is cold here. I can't feel my left toes, I'm not joking. So, I appreciate this opportunity to offer you a few thoughts and share my optimism for our profession of physical therapy. As you transition into your first or even your last clinical rotation, you will have the opportunity to put into practice everything you have learned in the classroom. This is what you've been waiting for. When you encounter challenging situations, and you will rely on your education to guide you as you make hard decisions. You will recall studies and other evidence on specific health conditions and their interventions, and you will hear the voices of your professors in your head as you apply clinical reasoning strategies to your real patients. You may not always want to hear those voices, but you will, and it'll help you. This is such an exciting time in your journey right now. When I reflect on the changes and advances in physical therapy over the years, I'm overwhelmed by a sense of pride and a sense of belonging to a community of healthcare professionals who continually strive to impact the lives of others through movement and compassion. Our profession has changed and progressed over the years and the decades. The American Physical Therapy Association will celebrate its 100-year anniversary in 2021. I have a slide of this. Maybe I do. Nope. There we go. Look at how we used to dress in the clinic. We are members of one of the oldest physical therapy associations in the world. Our strength as a profession in terms of our education, scope of practice, and standards comes from a strong community of dedicated and caring individuals who built and then strengthened physical therapy over time. We have so much to be thankful for from our founding mothers, like Mary McMillan, the first president of the APTA, Mildred Elson, the first director, Catherine Worthingham, our first fellow, and so many others. The fundamental aspects of providing physical therapist services, listening to the concerns and problems, examining their potential causes, evaluating and diagnosing the issue, and then creating innovative solutions are skills that you can utilize in a wide variety of work settings, both in and out of the clinic. Physical therapists work in direct patient care, in community settings, in population health, technology, policy, and research. Nowadays, you have many opportunities to specialize via fellowships and board certifications, obtain PhDs in physical therapy, and carve out your own niche. Your entry-level education is coming to an end, but your professional education is just beginning. When I think about our profession from a global lens and my experiences of the profession in different cultures, I again am filled with a sense of pride and belonging to a global community of like-minded professionals. Professionals who do the best they can with the tools and knowledge available to them. We should be aware of how our profession exists, both within and outside of the United States. Nowadays, we are more aware of the world around us. Information is thrown in our faces, whether we like it or not. We can't shut it off, even if at times we desperately want to. And I'm coming here from Washington, D.C., and I can tell you, we want it to shut off. We also travel more. This makes us more connected to the people around the globe. It also connects us in health, good and bad. Transmittable disease outbreaks in South America and Africa have the potential to affect people in upstate New York. Diseases and mosquitoes don't know anything about geopolitics. They don't know when they've crossed the state line, and they don't need visas to enter. They're sneaky that way. Our roots as a profession have actually stemmed from an international disease outbreak, polio. We are closely connected to global health concerns. It was during the polio epidemic of the late 1800s and early 1900s that our profession transformed from Reconstruction aides to physical therapists, as our predecessors began mobilizing patients and testing muscle strength. We again have recently witnessed the effects of infectious diseases like Zika, and we as a profession were ready to provide care. Infectious diseases aren't our only concern, though. Globally, we're also living longer than ever before, making aging one of the main causes of disability and cause us to seek out rehabilitation services. Advances in technology allow us to live longer, which reduces the years of lives lost to disease, but increases the number of years lived with disability. Low back pain is the #1 cause of disability worldwide. That places our profession as a global priority. We must never forget the important role we play in helping others live fulfilling lives and maintaining and gaining optimal functioning, something that everyone wants, no matter what state or country they live in. We must remember that as physical therapists, we are health professionals in need, and our profession needs us on a global scale. In 2017, the World Health Organization called together rehabilitation stakeholders from around the globe to discuss the state of rehab. They determined that there is an urgent and unmet need for rehabilitation globally. The stakeholders at this meeting created Rehabilitation 2030, a call to action. Let me see if I can get. Nope. Yep. That's the logo for it. This call compels us as rehab professionals to support and improve our services and the health systems in which we work. In July of 2019, a second stakeholder meeting took place as a follow-up to Rehabilitation 2030. The result of this meeting has global policy implications that reach us in the United States. The World Health Organization has proposed that functioning become the third global health indicator. Currently, data on mortality and morbidity are routinely collected around the world. But it is not enough to know why people die and what health conditions they have. We need to understand how people live and how their health conditions impact them in the context of their own lives. In order to measure functioning as the third health indicator, we need to know more about our patients than just their health status and their body impairments. We need to know about the environments in which they live and activities they perform throughout their day. Once we understand this aspect of our patients' lives, we need to document them in a standardized way that will help inform decisions and policies. This means that what you do as an individual in the clinic and what information you collect on your patients will help inform healthcare conditions and decisions, and that can impact the world. Now, I've had the pleasure to meet some of you and witness your impact on the world around you. In September of this year, a group of you went down to Peru and met your Peruvian student counterparts. I know it was a meaningful week for the Peruvian students, and I hope it was for you too, despite having to hear me ramble on in Spanish on the guide to PT practice. And despite knowing that there were some serious memes being passed around during that presentation, I found out I actually had one of my favorite experiences of the trip that night. While waiting during the very long technical difficulty part of every presentation in Peru, Nicole Seward and Suzanne Crit stood up in front of more than 100 Peruvian physical therapists and talked about what being a student member of the APTA has meant to them. I think I'm missing nope. I do have a really lovely photo of them.
You do?
I do,
They're up there.
but it's not in order. Well, it was impressive. Just picture them standing in a stage in front of people. They were both articulate, and their words were meaningful. They probably didn't realize it, but I could see the faces of the Peruvians in the room who had been working tirelessly for many years in Peru, trying to establish physical therapy as the independent profession that it is globally, but not yet in Peru. And I could see the amazement in their eyes as they listened to Nicole and Suzanne speak. Just imagine how impressed they were as experienced professionals working against a system that doesn't adequately value their services, and in an environment where professional associations are at times unjustly viewed. To see students speak with such pride about the profession, it was a magical moment for me. Because see, I had been living in Peru for a number of years, and I had constantly talked about the possibilities of a profession united in mission and focused on the next generation. I think it was a bit abstract and idealistic up to that point. So to hear students who were so engaged and passionate about being physical therapy students was incredible. So thank you. I also learned a few things about Clarkson students that I'm guessing spanned wider than the small sample size I met in Peru. I saw you encounter difficult and sometimes uncomfortable situations and meet them with grace. I saw you tackle problem situations with a solution-oriented approach every time. But most importantly, I saw you support one another in ways that touched my heart. That is what I always want to stay with you, the understanding that we need a team, a community to help us get through life, both professionally and personally. That even though our patient interactions are on an individual level, we need the support of others to make system-wide changes that will ultimately impact that individual patient. Emma Stokes, who is the president of the World Confederation for Physical Therapy, has said that if one person can do the job isn't big at all. In fact, it's too small. I hope you take those words to heart and try and collaborate and connect with others whenever you can. When you work collectively with your colleagues and feel supported in what you do, you'll experience joy in your professional life. Joy is something that is increasingly acknowledged as an integral part of work. The Institute for Healthcare Improvement has identified joy as the new fourth aim in a framework previously called the triple aim. Previously, it focused on improving the patient experience via quality and satisfaction, improving the health of populations, and reducing the per capita cost of healthcare. Now, the Institute has identified that joyful, productive, engaged healthcare workers are people committed to delivering high-quality care to patients, even in stressful times. Joy reduces clinician burnout and results in improved patient outcomes. You are now ready to start a new path and do what you love every single day. Commit yourself to finding joy in what you do. You've already done the hard part, learning about pathologies, learning their underlying mechanical and cellular causes, learning their evidence-based interventions, and then documenting those. Now is the time for your education and joy to really begin. Oh, there we go. Yeah, which I hope you've already begun. But now is the time to learn how to cherish the wonderful days and embrace the hard ones. So I don't have a photo of all of the students that I met in Peru, but here's just an example of Clarkson students experiencing joy doing what they do. So I just want to take a moment to look at those faces of both the patient and the physical therapy students. That is joy right there. That is the triple aim in action. So I know it's hard to meet challenges with a joyful perspective, but I know that you are ready and capable. Problems will always rise, just like waves in the ocean, continually trying to knock us down. But what do? We grab our boards and we ride those waves. We put on our white coats and we get into the clinic and we do our jobs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kosakowski. The class of 2022 will now take the pledge, while the class of 2021 and 2020 will renew the pledge. And the audience is encouraged to read along. The pledge is on the back of your program. All students and PT faculty, please rise, and we will recite the pledge together in unison. As I enter the profession of physical therapy, I solemnly and willingly pledge the following. I will respect the rights and dignity of all individuals and will provide compassionate care. I will be trustworthy towards my patients and clients and in all other aspects of physical therapy practice. I will place the welfare of my patients and clients above my own self-interest. I will provide accurate and relevant information to patients and clients about their care and to the public about physical therapy services. I will exercise sound judgment and comply with laws and regulations that govern physical therapy practice, education, and research. I will steadfastly adhere to the highest ethical principles and professional standards. I will advocate for the health needs of society and strive to effect changes that benefit patients, clients, and the community. I will cultivate professional competence, embrace advancements in practice, challenge mediocrity, and work towards development of new knowledge. I will respect the rights, knowledge, and skills of colleagues and other healthcare professionals and seek consultation to benefit the welfare of the patient or client. Thus, with this pledge, I freely accept the responsibilities that accompany the profession of physical therapy and agree to serve in the profession and to influence positively the health of society. Thank you. So class of 2020 and faculty be seated. This evening, the class of 2022 will be coded by their mentors in the class of 2021. Heather Shattuck and Ali Bulani will read the names of the class of 2022. Dr. Bulani and Dr. Shattuck and the classes of 2022 and 2021, please take your positions. Rise. All rise. Good job.
Allison Green, coded by Janae Lee Chambers. Christian Schroeder, coded by Alexander Bondarenko. Eric Huon, coded by Tiffany Jandro. Curtis Risberger, coded by Zachary Grin. Tiffany Williams, coded by Gabriella Fowler. Daniel Llanos, coded by Ashley Carpenter.
Yeah, he helped with that one. That was smoother. That was smoother.
Merkiva Braithwaite, coded by Sydney Reed.
Nicely done.
Samuel Amsbaugh, coded by Lauren Nesshover.
Oh, yeah, he's going to need to squat now.
I know. Taylor Dolly, coded by Emily Massey. Deanna Mel, coded by Nicholas Pastier. I did.
Would you like to correct that?
Yes, I did.
Not well, though.
Not well.
Collar splits and everything.
Uche Francis Duru, coded by Cheyenne Vivlamore Zion.
Nice job, Ollie. That was good, Ollie. Ollie, nicely done. Very smooth.
Congrats.
Francis.
Christopher Alfonso, coded by Selena Sampieri. Huandra Newbold, coded by Jennifer Kiefer. Shelby Miller, coded by Ashley Ferris. You're welcome. Gable Bogner, coded by Marissa D'Angelo.
Very sweet. Oh, wow, not so sweet.
Congrats. Catherine Ackner, coded by Paige Spittler.
Yay, Miss Paige.
Jade Vucic, coded by Brianna Cooper. Andrew Kim, coded by Nadine Downing. Maris Brockway, coded by Neelay Johnny.
Now you're a little warmer.
Yoselin Corella Novato, coded by Heather Snydowski.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
It's the smoke sign screw up.
He even rolled his R's. So the class of 2020 has completed the didactic portion of the DPT curriculum, and they will complete their final 2 full-time clinical education experiences during the spring 2020 semester. To honor the members of the class of 2020 this evening, they will be coded by their advisor or a faculty member. Their coats have been pinned to further symbolize their entrance into the profession. Jamie Bicknell will read the names of the class of 2020. Jamie, advisors, and class of 2020, please take your positions.
Ready? Okay. Kristen Ashley, done by Leslie Russick. Caitlin Barkus, done by Leslie Russick. Rachel Calhoun, done by Leslie Russick. Jessie Flores, done by Leslie Russick. Kara Hanna, done by Leslie Russick. Kelsey Walt, done by Christopher Towler. Congratulations. Nice job, Chris. Okay. Kirsten Doran, done by Christopher Towler. Patrick Egan, done by Christopher Towler. Joshua Esco, done by Christopher Towler. Melissa Favreau, done by Christopher Towler. William Johnson, done by Rebecca Martin. Very nice.
Didn't get to sleep.
Nicole Miller, done by Rebecca Martin. Nicole Seward, done by Rebecca Martin. Colin Zemansky, done by Rebecca Martin. Michaela Wiswell, done by Rebecca Martin. Amanda Peterson, donned by Stacy Ziegler. Suzanne Kritz, donned by Stacy Ziegler. Congratulations. Molly Krochmal, donned by Stacy Ziegler. And last but certainly not least, Casey LeClaire, donned by Stacy Ziegler. Congratulations.
Okay, hugs, class of 2020, Dr. Bicknell and I did not receive. That will need to be rectified later. And Provost Hannigan wanted to know if we had practiced the hair flip. That just comes naturally as a physical therapist. So congratulations. Thank you to all 3 classes of DPT students. Taking the pledge and donning the white coat are benchmarks in your development as a professional physical therapist. These benchmarks taken in front of witnesses are your statement that you accept your obligation to be the best physical therapist you can possibly be. The faculty and the members of Clarkson University, all the guests that have joined us here this evening, will continue to assist and support you in the best ways that we can. Congratulations to the members of the DPT classes of 2020, 2021, and 2022. I'm not sure if I advance. So we would now like to announce the 2019-2020 recipient of the Kathleen Kafka Reed Phillips Memorial Scholarship. The Kathleen Kafka Reed Phillips Memorial Scholarship was established in 2014 by their classmates, the DPT class of 2016, their family, and the physical therapy department. This scholarship was created to celebrate 2 people who shared a deep love of life and adventure and a strong dedication to physical therapy. Kathleen Kafka and Reed Phillips were very important members of our family. Kathleen Kafka received a Bachelor of Science degree in Biomedical Engineering from Washington University in 2012, and Reed Phillips received a Bachelor of Science degree in Athletic Training from Central Michigan University in 2011. They both entered the Clarkson University Doctor of Physical Therapy program in August of 2013. Kathleen and Reed were deeply loved by family and friends and well respected by professors. The impact they made on this program and their classmates and the community of Potsdam, New York in such a short period of time is nothing short of incredible. In their honor, the scholarship will be awarded annually to a deserving first-year DPT student at Clarkson University who strives to implement the core values of the physical therapy profession, both inside and outside the classroom, in the same manner that Kathleen and Reed did. This year's recipient is Curtis Risberger. Congratulations, Curtis, and please come up to receive your certificate. And we'd also like to acknowledge on the bottom row are some of our past recipients. On behalf of the faculty and students, I would like to extend our thanks to the parents, spouses, significant others, and friends that support our students. Classes of 2020, 21, and 22, please gather for group photos at the back of the reception area when we break. And please join us all for a reception to honor these wonderful students and to give thanks to all of you as supporters. To those joining online, thank you for sharing this experience with us. Thank you. All right. Okay, PTs, back to the back.